Okay, hi, I'm Jamie from Sci-Fivision. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. So to start out, why don't you both, other than to win the money, why did you decide to do another reality show? Just go Lauren, then Joey.
You know what? I think that doing another reality show for me, it was so different from Love is Blind. And I was excited about the opportunity to just be seen in a different light, to show my personality. I'm also competitive as well, you know what I mean? So I thought that it would be a good chance to just show a different side of me and be able to connect with my supporters again.
And I can say for myself, and I swear I am not just saying this, I swear to God, I have never gone on one show being like, I'm going to get that bag. I'm going to win that prize. Because the odds of that happening are, I'm like, those things, they don't happen to me in my life. Only bad luck. There's never good luck that happens. So I know, and that's why it's ironic because I never thought it would happen. So there was no part of me, even with this, that was like, okay, gonna get that. It's always for me, truly, it's like, yo, go have a good time and do the best that you can do because there's a lot of maneuvering and there's a lot of things that have to be done, but there's so much that's out of your control. Like you can only do so much. If people turn against you, that's the way it's going to go and what's going to happen. So I think if you're going into any show like this with that expectation, it's probably not going to end well for you. I mean, statistically, it's not going to end
Yeah,
well.
that's fair. That's fair. Do you both feel though that even though your shows were so different, did it still sort of prepare you to do this at all? Was there anything that it sort of helped you to know how it was going to go, I guess, that helped you for both of you?
No,
I would say for you, right?
Yours is a
No,
lot different.
help me at all. No.
I would say a little bit just from the standpoint of that feeling again of being in hot water. And when you're filming a show, I always tell people this, it goes so quick when you're watching it, but those moments in between elimination can be hours. And you're sitting there and your head just ping pong so many different things that could be happening. So when that happened again, I was like, oh no, like we're back here again. How did we get back here again? Like you think after every time you finish a show, you're like, okay, did that. We're good. We're Gucci. Never again. Every time it is still as hard, as difficult. And when you're seeing everyone feeling that way, it starts feeling very, very
Yeah.
real.
That's, you both, though, obviously have gotten used to having the cameras around you all the time. Do you forget about that, or do you still think about it through the whole thing? Is it something that sort of fades, or
I
just
think if anyone says they forget about it, I think they're full of it because how can you forget when there is a grown man with a big rig right there in your face? But it just becomes normal of, we're here and whatever is going to happen. If me and Lauren are talking or if we're getting into it with someone, we're going to let that unfold. And we just know they're going to be right there the entire time.
Yeah, I think that you become aware of it, but I don't let it change my personality or who
Yeah.
I am. I try to remain myself. So that aspect about it isn't hard.
okay? I thought a lot of them were like, behind the mirrors and things. So I guess that makes
Oh
them
no, they're right
Yeah.
there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did not realize that. So I'm asking people that they're probably like, well, of course not. No, that makes a lot more sense then. After having watched yourself back, though, not necessarily on this, but just in general, watching yourself back, is there things that you like? What have you learned about yourself? I guess that you didn't realize maybe that you did, or the way you acted that you really notice now that you pay attention to it.
Oh man, that's a good question. You know what? To be honest, I'm one of those people who doesn't like to watch myself back. So
Mhm.
if I'm on a show or something or have an interview, usually most interviews I don't watch back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I watch the show once and I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. I don't know. It's something about watching yourself that just like you see yourself like nobody else sees yourself, which
Yeah.
is I guess what you're asking. I use my hands a lot. I'm a theater kid, so I'm always like,
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I
Lord,
could.
put your hands
I
down.
think a lot of people feel like that. And this is where I'm going to sound like a total narcissist. I don't feel like that at all because I spent so many years, being an actor and studying acting. And part of that is being on camera technique. So I felt that years ago when I'd be sitting in classes and I'd be watching scenes back and I'm like, Joey, why do you sound like that? Why do you look like that? Where by the time when, reality entered my career, I was very comfortable to look at myself and say, this is a good moment or a bad moment without picking myself apart for, those regular insecurities we all have.
Do you either of you though worry, especially I guess it's a lot different for you because you do more acting, but do you worry about the way they're going to edit it? Because obviously they never end up, I guess, what everybody expects, and not necessarily that they're trying to make you look bad or anything. It's just not, you don't know what they're going to keep and what they're not going to keep, I guess, is the best way.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
know for me, it's always in the back of your mind just because even though you can go on, you can be yourself, you can do all these things, at the end of the day, you're not the one that's in control of telling the story.
Yeah.
So for me, that's always kind of like, I'm nervous every time.
Yeah, it to me, it's never anything of like, what did I say that could be wrong? It's more
Yeah.
so of just wanting to be seen for how you see yourself, it being true to yourself. Like, I remember when I started opening up about sobriety on my last show, I talked about it every step of the way, and it wasn't in the final edit. And that's not something I sit and feel salty about, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, that's such a big part of me. And if an audience likes me or doesn't like me, I would like them to know that because I'm really proud of that. So I think there's things like that, but you also have to remember when you're going on anything, you are there to service the story. And I trust every person I've ever worked with in the edit room to make the best story possible.
Yeah, I get that though, and you should be proud of it. What surprised you both though about this experience, just overall? You didn't
Um,
expect.
I think what surprised me, even though it is a competition game show, but I'm new to that world. So just how like instantly people were strategic and like cutthroat and a little conniving. So that for me was like, dang, we're starting right off the bat. Oh, that was very kind of like, okay, I see how it is.
I think for me still, and we've been sitting here gossiping about it all day. The fact that so many people took it really serious. Like, I know you take it serious, but like, I'm talking like serious. Like, this isn't because I would think if I was watching the show, at home, like, oh yeah, they're all friends. Because I'm that type that thinks like, yeah, you go do your thing and your friend. No, some people were like, yo, we are here for the bag and nothing else. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Did
got
it?
it, heard it loud and clear.
You see that, you say that though, but did it seem like a shift between when you did the competitions and in between, or was it just kind of they were always like that? Because obviously we as viewers we don't see most of what's in between.
You tell me if you agree with this, because what I felt was everyone hit it off the bat, loved each other. Competition changed everything. After competition, people were trying to still act like they had that vibe, but words had already been said, feelings had already been hurt, and there was just a change in that house to where it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I would say right after the first competition, it was just like, oh, it's almost like everybody's eyes had been open, like, okay, yeah.
Do you still think that you would do something like this again? I mean, overall, it sounds like you still enjoyed yourself, both of you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't speak for Lauren, obviously, but I look at it for me. I have my film coming out, Young Lion of the West, July 19th. Right now, that is my biggest focus coming out on Amazon. And I want to just focus on that. And if anything else presents itself in the meantime, I'm open for every conversation because every time I have said I don't want to do something, I look stupid because I end up doing it because the phone call comes and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we'll see what happens after the movie comes out.
I would definitely love to host another, competition game show. As for playing, I don't know. It has to be the right fit, but I would love to host.
Okay, I guess you'll see when that time comes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both of you. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day.
I love your background. Thank you so much.